having you here. First of all, I have to tell you thank you for donating to Toys for Tots.
Yes.
Shopping a gift off. Now, I have to tell you congratulations because since the last time you were here, you have won your first Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. But you have a big regret from that night. Please share with us. What would that be?
I was so excited, and I invited my staff on stage because they made it happen, in my opinion.
I love
However,
that.
I wouldn't have been on television were it not for the officers of Warner Brothers and Telepictures.
Yeah,
No
So I got them. So Donna, thank you. Mike Darnell, thank you so
Yes.
much.
Our
All
friend.
the others, Bo, the showrunner, the best in the world.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know, in those
awesome.
moments, don't you feel like you just freeze up? We say that we had like one of the craziest acceptance speeches
We
of
didn't even know
all
what was
time.
happening.
Yeah.
Everybody's always wondering, after 19 years on air, you earned your Emmy. Where do you keep the freaking thing?
Well, it's homeless, quite frankly.
What do you mean?
I put it by the door on a pedestal.
Yeah.
So when people come, but next day I come in, it's gone.
Wait.
And I find that my wife has put it somewhere in the back. So we play this game. I put it back up front, she puts it back in the back.
It's like an
Oh my
elf on a
God.
shelf. It just moves places every day.
Oh my
That is
goodness.
crazy.
You were really good friends with Aretha Franklin, and you had the honor of speaking at her memorial. What would you think Aretha would think of her memorial?
The 9.5-hour tribute.
Yes, it was
I think it's
long.
still going on, quite frankly.
exactly.
No, quite frankly, I think she would be a little, not quite embarrassed, but shy. She was a very shy woman, and all the praise. I mean, she had been praised since she was age 14 and was traveling with Martin Luther King and singing with him, with her dad, and then cutting an album as an 18-year-old. So she didn't care for all the praise and carrying on. So I
Okay.
think she'd have been uncomfortable.
So humble.
Yes,
Super
yes,
humble.
yes, yes. So your last conversation with Aretha inspired you. What was that conversation like?
Well, you know, she called me about every month, and we talk politics. Most folks don't know she was very engaged.
Really?
Yes, she
Oh, I
grew
love
up like
learning
that.
about
She
this.
grew up in the civil rights movement, singing for Dr. King, Martin Luther King, around the country, and helping out in many ways. And so she'd call me, and we'd talk politics, because I came up in politics in Detroit. And she'd always pressure me or tell me I needed to go and use my platform to fight for equality.
Yeah.
And so in this instance, we had been talking about Flint, the water crisis,
yes,
where
yes.
the governor took over the city and appointed an emergency manager who changed the water supply, poisoned the people, and they haven't received fresh water since. And Aretha and I had talked about that in the past. Well, about a month before she passed, they stopped giving away the free water before the pipes have been repaired.
Yeah.
And so the people are going without free water. They have to buy their own water. And so she said, Greg, you got to get back up there. And she used her famous line, you got to get back up there and sock it to them. Go bring them some water and fight back. So we brought them 12,000 cases of water.
Awesome.
So great.
That is awesome.
And we had a rally challenging all the politicians, and we're going back up there in February
Yes.
and to fight some more.
I hear that.